Hi everyone, this is our first lesson on Introduction to Multimedia, your course, and we're doing it the multimedia way. Yay! So we had a class earlier where I went over the cover sheet and I described what the lesson entails and what the course plan is and our assessment strategy. I hope that's clear and nobody has any questions. I know there are many changes going around with sections and classes, but it should be more stabilized now. So it's time to begin our first lesson. Let me begin by, first of all, what we're going to do in this lesson, we're going to look at various multimedia concepts, and later on we'll see applications of multimedia. Let me begin by asking a question. What is multimedia? What do you think is multimedia? I think we discussed this earlier, but no harm in going over it again for those who were not there or so on. So what do you think is multimedia? Any idea? Multimedia comes basically from two words, multi and media. Multi comes from the word multiple, as you may know, and media are the various forms in which we can communicate, such as text. I can communicate with somebody by writing a letter, sending a text message, sending an email, by graphics. Have you heard of the saying which says a picture is worth 1,000 words? You can describe many things by just sending a picture, a smiley face, a picture with an arrow on it, a map describes more than you would describe with a text. Video, audio, definitely, and animation. So multimedia is a combination of all of these ways of communication. Combining more than one form of communication is what makes multimedia. So watching a video with some text in it and graphics and sound is multimedia. We've been using multimedia for longer than we may know. Interacting with a website is multimedia. Playing a game is multimedia. All of this is multimedia. Okay, so that answers our question. Let's move on. So in a more defined way, multimedia is a combination of text, art, which is graphics, sound, animation, and video. How is multimedia delivered to users? Basically by electronic means, through a website, through a CD, or so on. A multimedia project. So when we say multimedia, it seems like a big thing. I mean, it's easy for us to use and interesting and interactive, but what does it take to create a video? A nice entertaining video, a movie, a film. What does it take to create a game with so many levels and so many various logic? You know, if this happens, then you reach this level or that or so on. What does it take to create a website? So it requires a lot of creative skill. Definitely somebody needs to be creative. It requires technical skill, somebody who knows how to use audio, video, graphics, some logic, some programming, software, and so on. And usually it'll be more than one person creating a multimedia project. One person is not expected to have all the skills necessary to create a multimedia project. So it requires also some organizational and business skills, some team building skills, somebody who can manage the team, who can lead the team, who can divide the work between the team, and give different people different work, somebody who's a graphic artist, somebody who's a audio specialist, somebody who's a video specialist, somebody who's a programmer. All these people get together and work on a multimedia project. So various types of skills are required for a multimedia project. Okay, so we've seen what multimedia is. Another question. What is interactive multimedia? What does the term interactive mean to you? Well, interactive is something definitely that you interact with, right? That you click on, you respond to, you don't just sit and watch the media. So if I were to give you two examples like watching a Harry Potter movie or playing a Harry Potter game? Which one would you say is interactive? Definitely the game, right? The game is interactive because you're controlling the character yourself, you're deciding which way he goes, what he does, how he proceeds to the next level, and so on. Okay, so any multimedia which gives control over to the user is interactive multimedia. Okay, that's what we mean by the term interactive. So a website would be considered as, what do you think? Definitely interactive multimedia. A website is an interactive multimedia. A game is a interactive multimedia. A video is not an interactive multimedia. The most you can do in a video is rewind it or forward it. Okay, pause, stop, play, rewind, forward. That's all. So this is not considered interactive multimedia. But a game, something that you interact with, or even online websites, online tutorials, something that you can choose a chapter, you can do an online quiz, you can work with something online. It's considered as interactive. We'll see some examples of this type of multimedia. So multimedia becomes interactive when the user is given the option of controlling the elements that form that multimedia. Okay, it's more than just playing and forwarding and rewinding. And interactive multimedia will become hypermedia when the user is given structured linked elements for navigation, and this is what you see in a website, a tutorial with set of menus that you navigate from home. You go to chapter 1, and inside chapter 1 you have lessons or so on, or home, about us. Whenever you see a website, this is hypermedia. Okay, not only are you moving between pages, but there's a navigation, a defined navigation, which means a defined menu, either on the top side or on the left side or so on, which allows you to navigate through the website, to move around the website easily and knowing where you are. Okay, so if you click the home button, you know that you'll go to the first page. If you click on the about us button, you know that you go to this page. If you click on the products button, then you'll go here. If you click on programs, you'll go here, and so on. This is hypermedia. Multimedia developers, the end product that they create, this is known as a multimedia project. Let's take a look at some of the examples of multimedia. This is an interesting one. Apollo. Anybody interested in Apollo, the spaceship that went to the moon? Let's look at it and see what kind of multimedia it is. Definitely it's interactive multimedia, and it's online. This is delivered via the web. Okay, so the delivery medium of this multimedia project is a website. Let's click on start. Okay. You can see very interactive. If I click here, I can look at a photo gallery. This is a navigation, so this is a hypermedia. Oh, look, this is what the Apollo spaceman had for breakfast. Okay, let's launch the spaceship. Basically, you can go to this website yourself and explore it and see what different options there are. But it's a very highly interactive website, and it's created by Adobe Flash. Dissect your own frog. Anybody dissected a frog in school? Or at least learned about different parts of the body of a frog, right? So here you can do it online. And the best part about it is you won't be hurting a live animal. So multimedia helps in education as well. Let's take a look at that. Still loading. Many of these interactive uh, sites which allow you to do things and so on are created by Flash. And now Microsoft also has something called Silverlight. Silverlight is similar to Flash. Okay, let's try to see it full screen. There's our frog dissection. Oh, beautiful frog. See, click and drag. See, I'm actually putting pins. So very interactive. I'm learning how to dissect a frog without actually being near a live animal or dead animal, rather. I think I'll stop right here because I don't want to see the insides of even a multimedia frog. Okay, so you can explore this on your own. If you want to know how a computer stores digital data, ones and zeros, learn more about computer, you have a site for that. If you want to know more about Harry Potter movies and the animation in that, there's a site for that. If you've never visited the Taj Mahal in India, or you don't think you're going to, well, you can take a virtual tour of the Taj Mahal. So these are some good examples of multimedia, which is not simply multimedia, but also interactive multimedia and hyper multimedia, because some of them have, like, for example, the Apollo has a navigation that allows you to go through certain pages or certain